Ahoy, friends! Welcome to Real Talk with Kristyn. I am your host, Kristyn.
Can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. I can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop. Can't stop.
In today's episode, we are going to be talking about zero waste, and I am joined by my dear friend, Nicole Kelner. Nicole, thanks for joining me.
Thanks for having me here. I'm so excited to be here today.
Nicole is a zero waste advocate and enthusiast. This is something that we share along with our love of peanut butter, bad dance moves, and Indian dosas. I became interested in zero waste about 6 months ago after listening to a podcast, and poor Joe had to be a victim of that when he showed up from the grocery store with an unnecessary piece of plastic, and I almost cried, and he had to return it to the store. Today we are going to share with you some products that will help you move towards a zero waste lifestyle, but first I'm going to ask Nicole a few questions. For those of our viewers who are unfamiliar with zero waste, could you just give us a little bit of a rundown?
Zero waste lifestyle really is around these 5 core principles. The first is refuse, then reduce, then reuse, and recycle and rot. And to break that down, refusing is really the idea that you don't need all this plastic that you're getting. A reusable bag instead of taking a plastic bag. Reducing is very similar, where you're basically trying to look at where you are using a lot of plastic and start to cut that down. Reusing is quite self-explanatory. We all know about recycling. And rotting, which is composting.
Awesome. How did you get started in this zero waste movement?
I decided to do a 30-day zero waste challenge, and I actually just fell in love with it. In that 30-day challenge, I ended up getting the supplies that I needed to last me most of my life. One purchase items that will last for years and years to come. So that made it really easy for me to continue with it. At first, the zero waste was quite restrictive. I found that I was having trouble seeing friends, or I spent a lot of my time at home prepping and cooking and shopping for zero waste supplies. So I actually, after that, had a lot of trouble transitioning from this extreme zero waste lifestyle to somewhere in between, where I call it a low impact lifestyle. That means that I aim for zero waste, and I try to reduce my waste as much as possible, but I accept that it's not possible to be perfect in that.
So is there anything when you were kind of making that transition that you found was the hardest part?
Oh, cooking. I spent so much time grocery shopping. The first day that I made beans, it took me 5 hours. There's a few other ways that you can get around that as well. There's beans that are sold in glass jars.
Is there something you found that was the easiest?
I think that my favorite and easiest switch was probably my menstrual cup. Once I was switched into that, I never will go back, because it's so much better and so much better for the environment and saves me so much money on a constant basis. I'm just much more mindful of my day-to-day consumption, and I just have a lot more gratitude for the items that I have, and it's just this level of awareness that I didn't have previously to going to zero waste.
Have you found it easy living this lifestyle with traveling?
It hasn't been as hard as I was expecting, honestly. I'm not fully zero waste, and that's definitely something I look forward to going back to once I'm kind of in one place more, when I have more stability. But it hasn't nearly been as hard as I was expecting. I have my staples, which I'll show you in a bit, and those have really cut down on so much trash that I would make along this trip.
Do you find that a bit of a struggle when you can't be perfect? How do you deal with that?
We've been together when that's happened, and Kristyn tried to yell at someone. They still gave us one plastic straw and one without a plastic straw. There are instances like that where you do your best, but sometimes it's out of your control. I'm appreciative for the efforts that I'm doing. Overall, I'm making so many more moves towards this zero waste lifestyle and those values that I align with, that I'm really proud of myself, and if I make an away move, I'm not going to beat myself up about it.
For excess plastic use, you're not even aware. You go out and you get a coffee from Starbucks, which has a plastic cup and a plastic lid and a plastic straw, and you just don't think about it. Being aware and deciding what you want to move towards. Nicole is going to show us some of the products that she uses, and let's check them out. Here it is.
Let's start with some of my favorites. This is my deodorant. This is called Crystal deodorant. It's literally a crystal. I have had this for over a year and you can't even tell that I've used it at all. Started out at this size. This will last me at least 10 years, I would guess. 10 years, I would guess.
10 years, I would guess.
Basically how it works is that when you get out of the shower while your armpits are still wet, you just apply it to your arms directly. It's not like an antiperspirant or a deodorant, it's just, it actually neutralizes your smell, and sweating is natural, and once I kind of got used to that sensation, it doesn't bother me. I'm not like the most sweaty person in general, so it wasn't that hard, but I absolutely love this. A trick to storing it is I use a little pouch. It's best to dry it off after you use it or it'll grow like crystals on top. Next up is my shampoo bar. This is one of my favorite zero waste swaps. I have had this since I left America 6 months ago. Another trick that I learned, that if you store it on like a little sponge, then it dries out faster, because it's important to keep this dry for it to last long.
With me being a dental hygienist, this one is of interest to me. It is toothpaste.
That is great. All you do is you take one of the pills and then you put it in your mouth and chew it, and then you start brushing. A very different kind of sensation than normal toothpaste, and it works just as great as toothpaste.
This, I'm guessing, is coconut oil?
Yeah, so this is my makeup remover actually, that I use with a little cotton pad. Coconut oil is a great makeup remover. All you do is just like put it on, it's so gentle, and the makeup just like comes right off.
We have a reusable straw, a bamboo toothbrush, a great one for makeup, girls or guys if you're into that. These are refillable and they're made of bamboo, so that's pretty awesome.
Another bamboo favorite, this is my bamboo spork. That's like also one of the cutest things to show off if I'm just like out and talking about zero waste, and I found that just really sharing about things that I use and ones that are kind of eye-catching is a great way to get people like interested in it, and so that's one of my favorites.
There's lots of information on the internet about menstrual cups, you can look into that. Wooden sunglasses. This is what I am really interested in. Nicole is gonna take me somewhere to get one of these. Ladies, men, razors are expensive. Tell us about it.
So this is a safety razor. Basically, you buy one of these and then all you need to do is like get a single blade to refill it. I was so scared to use these the first time. I was scared I was gonna hurt myself or cut myself like by accident. I found that once I like watched enough YouTube videos to prep, that it was actually so easy. You just have to be really, really gentle, and I haven't cut myself once, and it's a way closer shave. I love this. This is my newest addition.
And the blades are really cheap to replace.
Yeah, like $1 or less.
Thanks. Nicole and I each got one of these and she was extremely excited about it, so I'll just let her show you.
I've been looking for like good Tupperware for a while, and this is the best Tupperware I've ever seen, and we got it here in Kuala Lumpur. It is expandable, and it comes with like a part where you can store your utensils so that it don't get icky. An airlock seal, so I am so excited to use this. We just got this a few days ago. It's a game changer. And it collapses great too.
Yeah. Our most favorite, and the first thing that Nicole's inspired us on is in Asia. We've traveled in the last 2.5 years, more than 1 year in Southeast Asia, which means a lot of plastic bottles. We try and get a big bottle and reduce that as much as possible, but we just thought, oh, well, what are we supposed to do? This is the solution. We love these. Ours was a full bottle that we got at a camping store actually, because you can drink swamp water, but Nicole got hers separately and added it to a water bottle she already had. This is by LifeStraw, and I love LifeStraw. I'm sure I'm gonna find you a link below to talk about it because they are just so awesome.
I always say that this is my most valuable travel possession because it's so hard to find over here in Asia. I was so excited when they came back with one.
We met 7 weeks ago, so anytime we go anywhere, we always make sure that both of us have our water bottle. Awesome! Yay! I'm so happy that we could share this all with you. If you have any questions, just pop them below, and hopefully this inspires you to move towards using less waste. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, Toss it a thumbs up if you want to subscribe. Real Talk with Kristyn is going to be coming to YouTube regularly. Hooray! Thank you, Nicole.
Oh, thank you for having me. This is so fun.
Thank you so much for watching. Peace. Today we are going to share some topics with you that are going to help you not watch your husband touch his dick while you're trying to practice this. Take without air conditioner sound.
Thanks for me. Oh, can I say that again?
Ahoy, friends. Episode, what was it? Just have to get a laugh out. Yeah.
But then
Let's bring out the photo.
Okay.
I'm so hot. What was I gonna say? Let's be like, is that stupid? Toodaloo.